Hello everybody and welcome back to another video in this snapshot. Well, there isn't much in this snapshot, 21W43A. It's really just world blending, which I might show off at some point, but first I want to raid this end city. So, in this time lapse, I fall in the void a lot, so I want to talk about why changes to the void that we could have possibly in 1.19 but more likely in a later version than that. It's really annoying when you fall into the void and all your items are gone. They're gone forever. I think what would be a much better idea is if your items then fell into the overworld if you fell into the void of the end. Because the void is very common and it's really annoying whenever you fall into the void. And it would still be annoying, and it would still be really annoying because you'd have to then go to because the other feature that might happen is it would be basically at exactly the same location. It would be dropped at exactly the same location as you were in the end. So it'd be really annoying when you actually, because then you'd have to remember your location and you'd then have to find it again. But it would be better than just dying to the void and losing all your items. Because, if you've got a chance to get your items back after falling into the void, if you don't want to get your items back, you don't have to, and it's not quite as bad as keep inventory. Well, in my opinion, it's not quite as bad as keep inventory, which I kind of feel is a bit cheaty. Anyway, if you can fall into the void, you don't entirely keep your items, but if you're willing to go to a bunch of effort going to the exact location that you died in, then you probably should be given your items back. Possibly not all of the items could survive or something like that, so like 90% of the items, just so that it's even worse, so you avoid falling in, but if you still fall into the void, you don't lose all of your items. And it's just a useful feature that could be really useful if you wanted to accidentally fell into the void. So that's one thought, because you could have all these different ones where like your stuff could float, but that's kind of a bit OP if all your stuff just floats back up. So my second thought is, if we get an end update, there should be some extra upgrade from Netherite that would have all of Netherite features, but also it would float in the void. Possibly not even too high up, so you still had to get stuff back and be able to, you'd still need to get like another elytra and quite a few other stuff, but like your tools and your armor could then be could then stay, and if you had really sure, most of your stuff wouldn't survive in that scenario, but it would still be a much less hard way than just dying into the void and all of your stuff is gone. So that's my second thought. Although, and well, actually, that's not entirely my second thought. My second, and this all could be found either in like end city, underneath end cities, and then it would spawn like right at the bottom of the island, and you could, well, it would be hard to get it, and you needed to already have raided enough end cities to get an elytra, because you'd fall into the void otherwise, or you'd lose the items. And like, possibly the items could, if they fell into the void, just hover, but not hover really too high or high enough that you could get them back unless you got an elytra or water bucket or some way to get down to them. So it'd be a much easier way of getting them. The second thing is, actually, about this time lapse, is unfortunately I couldn't find, after raiding 2 end cities, I couldn't find an end ship, and that's a bit annoying, just in case it was interesting, I suppose. But I might need to have a check, so probably after I'll show, well, a title showing whether I found anything that could be regarded as an issue. But yeah, that's a bit annoying, and well, it's a bit sad that I couldn't find elytra in this time lapse, because I was really hoping for an elytra. Nor could I actually find any chests, so no loot either. So I've really got not much to show for the end city, apart from a shulker box that I craft later. Not later in the episode, I cut it out. But I have a shulker box as of probably next episode, because I'm recording this after I've finished recording the episode. So yeah, that's just really about it. Also, it would be really nice if people could subscribe. And yeah, I'll probably just continue on with the next video part of this, the next scene. Okay, so I am back. I'm not sure how much of this footage I've lost. OBS crashed, basically, so yay. Anyway, I'm back in the overworld after dying quite a few times. And raiding 2 end cities, because I fell into the void. And yeah, a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, I'm going to be getting back up to the surface, so I'll be right back when I'm up at the surface. I am back at the surface, and basically what I'm planning on doing is showing you the one really other feature in this snapshot, which is biome blending. Not sure whether it's happening over there. I think they did change biomes again. Yeah, I think this is a proper biome change. seems to be a proper biome change. So I'm gonna go back to spawn basically, and we'll go out. Well, actually, we'll go out to that old chunk border place that I found. I'm actually back, and I've discovered this weird chunk border over here. So I'm going to have a little bit of an explore. I have no idea whether there's some sort of problem with this world and it doesn't want to blend or something. It might be something like that, but I don't think so. I'll just have a little bit of a look over here and see whether it turns out that biome blending is not enabled for this world or something. I think it has started blending over here now, because I can't tell the difference, and it actually does merge here. So I'll go and look at that village, and then probably I'll be back. I'll go back home. Well, home. Anyway, I am back, and actually I wasn't like too far from the base. Anyway, this is just about, I think I've had, well, I think we've used enough time for today. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, goodbye.